Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall see what's going on on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where we're recording some Animal Crossing now. I think I'll probably record an episode of Island, Sea and Sky. I don't have my fan plugged in. I was going to look over to my fan to turn it on, but it's not plugged in. So let me plug that in. You might say, dear darling, why are you doing this in the middle of an Animal Crossing episode? And I say, are you new here? You know how much random stuff I've done in the middle of an Animal Crossing episode? There you go. This is kind of warm, but not like extraordinarily warm. Good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 8:44 PM on Monday, July 20th, 2026. Yeah, mostly I'm sort of like chilling at the moment. What am I going to talk about? I don't really know, to be honest. I have found my new YouTuber, which I'm having a fun time watching. I would say in the vein of like speedrunners doing stuff. I can't remember actually how I found it. I think it's because I saw one of our recommended video being like, is that you, fan? Okay, fair enough. They hosted like a quiz show, which is very similar to Achievement Hunters Go, and I can't remember, there's someone else hosted a quiz show like that, like Questborn, like Bear Taffy did or something. But it's one of the shows which is like, oh, you know, here are some goals, you can use any game to beat them, essentially. And I watched it and I was like, this is pretty cool. And then I just saw some other stuff like this archipelago concept, which I've heard about before, but never played. Anyway, what was this guy's name? I can't remember, like CJ, yeah? Something like that. Mainly because he played the Rhythm Heaven Fever game and I was like, whoa, I got to see what that's like. And honestly, seems like a very cool game. So this is my new long form video I put on in the background to watch. My Northern 9 equivalent. You know, when I need a bit of a change up from Northern 9. Which, to be fair, I haven't actually watched, like, I don't think I've watched like Northern 9 for a while, to be honest. Nothing against him or anything. I will turn it, but as right it goes. You are Bitty, right? But yeah, what are we going to talk about today? I'm not really sure. Let me think. Am I going to talk about Imposter Factory? Nah, not yet. Not yet, at least. Good game, though. Good game. I very, very much liked it. My thoughts haven't quite settled, I think, entirely on it yet. Anything gacha-wise to talk about? Not really, I suppose. I'm trying to think of something. I can't really think of anything, so I suppose that means there's nothing. I mean, the Woo-Wah thing reset. I forgot what it was called, Tower of Adversity. That was fine. I think the harder one was Floor 4 in the middle. Took me a couple of tries with Yuki to get it, but eventually did get it with my suboptimal builds. But the rest of it was pretty fine. And we had the Apocalyptic Shadow and Honkai Star Rail. I'm now doing a thing on Honkai Star Rail where I'm basically trying to clear these endgame modes with as many of the Crisis Airs as possible. It's a real shame there's only 2 sustains in the Crisis Airs. It would be really nice if there were 3. To be fair, Finon can be sustainless, but the problem is there's not enough, there's too many DPS units in the Crisis Airs. It'd be really nice if there was some more sub-DPS or supports. Because currently, well, what is there? There's Finon, Castoris. I'm trying to think of people who define a team around them, like Castoris, Finon, Anaxa, kind of. Anaxa can be a sub-DPS, but there's no more, like, there's not really many Erudition people you compare him with, except for Tribby. And then there's, like, Mighty, and Aglaya. I guess, you know, one thing I didn't try, maybe I could do, like, hold on. Evernite, Aglaya, then I don't know, the other 2 doesn't matter. Two supports. Finon? Who the heck can you put with Finon then? It has to be Finon Cerejo, except I did an Anaxa Cerejo. I guess I could have done an Anaxa Tribby. But you need Castoris and Castoris Mighty? Wait, Castoris Mighty, Evernite, Aglaya. Hold on, am I cooking something? Wait, Castoris Mighty has to be with probably Tribby Hyacinth. Doesn't have to be Tribby, I guess. Could be someone else. Could be Cypher, maybe that would work okay. And then you could do Evernite Aglaya, which I'm pretty sure is not a good combo, but I mean, Evernite I think does scale with Remembrance. And then It doesn't really matter. I guess it would have to be Dang Han. And then final would be with whoever's left, supporters-wise. Maybe that could work, actually. No, I didn't even think about that. Maybe I could have done full Chrysal Setters, because I did almost full Chrysal Setters. I used Sunday and Sparkle, I think. Mainly because I just had, like, no one else to put in the final team. You know, I'll consider that for next time. I don't know if I can be bothered to try it again. Splitting up the Caster's team like that instead of putting them all together. Okay, another point. Sorry, that's Gadget Talk. Gadget Talk, side note, we don't care about that. What am I going to talk about, though? Food, digestion, how's my stomach feeling? My stomach is feeling a lot better, actually. It was pretty bad over the weekend, and I've come to a realization. It's probably because I was having milk when I didn't even realize I was having milk. Yakult, which is something I've spoken about before. It's like this probiotic-like drink. Did not even occur to me, because I've been having it like mostly every day. Did not even occur to me. Yakult might contain milk. Looked at the ingredients, it contains milk, and I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. This entire time, I kept having times where I've been like, I don't know why I got a random stomachache from this food. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is after I bought. This is after I've got now a lot of gluten-free foods. How is it? My friends, by the way, they were like very much gluten-free bread is awful. It's not awful, I would say. At least the one I had is fine, I would say. It's like a denser, drier bread than usual bread. I would say usual bread, normal bread is better, but this one's okay. Gluten-free chocolate, I think it's completely fine. Like, I would say gluten and dairy-free chocolate definitely tastes different from regular chocolate, but it's still pretty good, to be honest. I have some here. I have some Galaxy, basically free from everything. I've yet to try the other sort of carbohydrate things. There's some tortilla wraps and have some pasta as well. I mean, I'll give you updates on how those goes. Do I have a gluten intolerance? I don't know. Still probably maybe of some kind. Still nothing I think explains a pita bread, but like I've been having like mild issues, which I'm sure have been exemplified, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm an idiot this entire time. I can't believe I've been having lactose just very freely and not even realizing. It's not a lot of lactose, mind you, but it's probably enough at this point and cause something. So, you know, we'll see how it is. You know, I've cut out a lot of things on my diet. I'm actually being a lot more proactive about it, and we'll just sort of keep a monitoring eye, seeing how things are. How do I feel at the moment? I feel okay at the moment. I think I still have residuals from probably yesterday. But my stomach felt even worse. But I mean, I had my food today and my stomach doesn't feel bad. So that's good. So yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I will say gluten-free. There's now free from aisles in like almost every supermarket, which is honestly amazing. Like I've said about it before. I'm not, well, okay, I don't know if I'm gluten intolerant necessarily, but that is the current prediction, but we don't know. You know, and the plan is to cut everything out, see if everything's okay, and then slowly introduce things back in. Seemingly cutting everything out seems to be okay so far. Now that I've actually stopped it, I feel like such an idiot. It's like, it's one of those things where you're just like, why does this keep going wrong? I mean, you finally realize and you're like, I'm such an idiot. How did I not even think about this? So I feel like, I mean, Yakult is a very, maybe it's an East Asian sort of thing, very frequent thing to have sort of like after a mealtime, because it's like helps with digestion. No, do I know that it might have been the thing which is messing me up? Maybe. I don't actually know. Is there dairy-free Yakult? Let's see. Lactose-free Yakult. Contains very little lactose, 1 gram per bottle. So may be suitable for some. Now, I don't know how much lactose I can tolerate. I'm not keen on testing that much. That's a shame though, because Yakult is a really nice drink. Fat-free, gluten-free, well that's fine, but suitable vegetarians. Let's see, is there a vegan Yakult? See, searching for a lactose-free, often quite difficult. Searching for a vegan, very easy. Nowadays. Yeah, because even though these things are fad diets, I wonder what most people think of them. Like if you are vegan, or if you are celiac or something, you might have more of a nuanced take than I do. But I don't know, as someone who is like, I need to find these items, I'm certainly glad how, you know, frequent and easy they are to find nowadays. Certainly growing up, I feel like finding them is a lot more difficult. But now, I mean, there's dedicated aisle now entirely to various types of food which are free from allergens. Which I must imagine is pretty nice. I'd imagine there are downsides, certainly. Certainly there's a lot of scornful judgment, people thinking you're jumping on like a fad or something, when no, you actually do suffer from the purpose of it in the first place. But at the same time, it's sort of like a I don't know. Is that a worth it trade? Again, I don't think it's really my place to say. I still wonder. I guess I'm just kind of reaping the benefits without having to suffer the deficits of it, which is, you know, selfish, I suppose, for me to say so. But at the same time, this is kind of how it is. But yeah, I'm actually very curious to try a lot of the gluten-free stuff, because I've been on record saying multiple times now that nowadays the vegan-friendly things, the meat, like alternative stuff, and things from which are vegetarian-friendly and vegan-friendly, I think are really, really good nowadays, in my opinion. Do they taste different? Yes, but they're not like bad and different, I would say. Certainly when I was younger, I think the variety must have been a lot like worse. I mean, I had friends, of course, who were vegetarian and or vegan. Not not like simultaneous. Well, I guess if you're vegan, I guess you are by default also vegetarian, if you want to consider it as like a Venn diagram, but that's not what I meant. I meant had friends who were vegan, had friends who were vegetarian. And there was always a strong difficulty, I think, when it became to actually mealtimes. Especially veganism was very difficult. Vegetarian, at least I felt like it was accommodated, at least growing up. I'm sure it's been very different if I was like even older. Older period. But nowadays, you know, there's a lot of different sort of dietary things which I think it's nice that they're sort of like accustomed for, right? If anything, I'm sort of more fascinated with how this happens in a biological sense. Like, how do these intolerances just suddenly develop? I certainly feel like the intolerances I've had have developed very, very quickly. Or escalated, I should say, very, very quickly. But that's just how it is. I don't know. Sometimes that's something you just accept, which is true. I have accepted it, but it's more just like I wonder how that happens, you know? It's weird to think about. But yeah, I do wonder. I certainly do wonder. But yeah, at least, what can I say with gluten-free bread is, so far, seems okay. But the thing that actually surprised me most about gluten-free bread, when I toasted it, is it doesn't brown, like, in the toaster. Like, if you put normal wheat bread in, like, as you toast it more and more, it gets browner and browner and darker. As it, I don't know, I guess it starts burning the wheat on the outside. This, because I don't know quite how gluten-free bread is made. It's made from like rice flour, something it says, but I don't actually know how it gets a holes in still, without any sort of like yeast or rising agent. To be honest, that's a really good question. Maybe I'll look it up afterwards, or maybe I'll look it up now, to be honest. But it doesn't brown in the toaster. It gets warm and it gets harder, but it doesn't brown, which is interesting. How is gluten-free bread made? The best Jamie Oliver gluten-free. Okay, maybe this will do. It's very interesting. Quick yeast bread made from a gluten-free flour blend. I was also thinking as well, like, there's a lot more things which, like, it's very weird for me because I've never had to really be conscious of exactly what I ate before. In fact, I've been on the complete opposite and being like, as long as it's edible and it's not going to kill me, okay, sure, I'll try it, I'll eat it. But now I need to be a lot more conscious of it. Oh, on the weekend, I thought about it as well. Because I was like, I wonder why I got a stomachache over the weekend as well. Because, like, we had rice, specifically. Well, at least I specifically chose rice. But I realised, oh, I had chicken katsu curry. And I thought about it and I was like, wait, breaded chicken probably has gluten in, right? Like, obviously, it's, like, breadcrumbs and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, that's, like, another thing which I'm an idiot. Why did I have that? Also, weirdly enough, I don't get stomach aches from chicken nuggets. But maybe that's changed since. I don't know. Or maybe it's like I had a stomachache which overwrote the stomachache, or maybe it's on a different delay than what I thought. And probably, I think it's very considerably likely that the chicken katsu I had was probably mildly spicy, and I just didn't realise it. So it's all these sort of things. I'm just sort of thinking about it, being like, I'm such an idiot. How did I not think about this sort of thing? I got to cut myself some slack, you know. It's not like I've had to think about this for about 20-something years of my life, and now I do. So now, I mean, it's a learning lesson. Thankfully, I'm the only one who suffers really the consequences of it. So it's something which I do face consequences, and I'm like, that's a learning period right here. So certainly when next time I go out with my friends, okay, obviously can't have a breaded fried item. Does make if I go to McDonald's quite difficult. I'm not really sure what I'll do with that. I mean, I think there's grilled chicken burgers or something in McDonald's. I had to think about that. I mean, I could just have chips, to be honest. Chips, good old potatoes, you know, never steer me wrong. That's true, actually. What is gluten-free in McDonald's? McDonald's gluten-free. I'm just checking McDonald's because that's actually one which we often go to for a very quick meal. Golden syrup, banana milkshake. Okay, well that's not lactose-free. Fries, hash brown. All beverages. So McFlurry desserts, which I can't have because they have lactose. French fries and hash browns. I'm just saying. Okay, main dishes without buns. Enjoys most burgers without... Oh, that's true. You can just order the burger without the bun. I didn't even think about that. Drinks, obviously. Desserts, condiments and sauces. Well, that's... I mean, that's good as well. I didn't even think about that fact that condiments could have gluten in. And I literally never even considered ordering a burger without a bun before. See, this is the thing. These are the sort of things I need to start thinking about. Gluten-free milkshakes. I don't know milkshakes could have gluten. Yeah, they listed like basically every dip I'm aware of. Actually, they don't have a mayo dip. Mayo's got gluten? Really? That can't be right. Does mayonnaise have gluten? Now again, I don't know if it is gluten, but you know, we're doing targeted elimination from a diet at first, so mayonnaise is generally gluten-free. It's gonna taste like oil and eggs. How could it possibly have gluten in? They probably just don't have it listed here. Bottled water, various fruit bags, makes sense. You know what? Okay, so the next time I go to McDonald's, well, I guess I'm getting a non-cheeseburger. Oh, wait, I should do that McFlan without a sesame bun. I guess I could get a salad. I don't think I've ever got the salad from McDonald's before. I'm not... Seems kind of like it's defeating the point. Or I just get 2 packs of chips. Side salad balsamic dressing. I guess you could order the burger and then also order a salad. I mean, it's kind of like a deconstructed burger, isn't it? I never even thought about that, because you can, nowadays in McDonald's, you can literally take everything off what you order. You could probably order a burger with literally nothing. Because they allow a huge amount of customization, which it's a good thing, mind you. It's a good thing. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. I just find it curious. But yeah. Subject to elimination. And then we'll find if I find out I'm allergic to it, like, or intolerant of another third ingredient or something, I'm not going to lose my mind, because I mean, it is just what it is. I'm just going to be very surprised. How do they all develop in one moment? What is it? Like, how does that work? Like, lactose I know is because you don't have a lactase enzyme. How does that, let's see. How does gluten intolerance work? I know how celiac works is because your, like, immune system starts attacking gluten or something. But like on a scientific level, how does it work? So unlike celiac, which damages small intestine lining, gluten intolerance, no permanent intestinal damage, which is good. Hours or days after containing gluten-containing foods. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode up here. Free from. So I guess burger without a bun. That'll be what I have to sort of think about next time. Just be very careful. Like, even if it turns out I'm not gluten intolerant, and it turns out it's completely fine, it was something else, you know. What I know right now is I'm eliminating things on my diet, so I can at least hone in on things which do and don't cause issues. So, that's just how it is. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Social Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.